everyone has a different purpose. And so finding your life purpose, people go, well, Anna, I want to manifest. I want to manifest. Why can't I manifest my perfect soulmate? Well, you can't manifest your perfect soulmate until you become the perfect soulmate for yourself. You are your own perfect soulmate. So the work that you're doing for your inner child is so that you become your own most appropriate soulmate and accept yourself. And only when you accept yourself fully and do this work will you then attract someone who is on the same vibrational frequency. Because the vibrational frequency that you're on when you're not healed and when you're still wounded and when you guys are doing the work, but then there's people who are like, oh, I'm scared. Well, people who are scared are not addressing their inner child, then they're attracting other people who are also scared and not addressing their inner child. And if they're lucky enough, all of a sudden they attract someone who has worked on their inner child, and maybe they even put on a show and pretend like they're healed. Well, guess what? That person who's actually healed, they will sense that, and the vibrational, it will not be a vibrational match, and it won't work out. So you have to do the work. So call it shadow work, whatever you want to call it. But the fear comes from, because yes, it's going deep within, and people go, oh no, I'm afraid traumas are going to come up. Do traumas come up? Does my past come, like, what happens? Like, what am I going to do if everything comes up? Well, it comes up for a reason, because you need to face it. So, you can go and follow people who just constantly tell you to love and light and love and light. And I do that. I talk about that because yes, we're all love and light. But I also talk about things that you need to work on. Talk about things that, make you go, oh, wait a second. I have to address this. This is my shadow. This is the shadow that I'm running away from. And I have a really great quote coming soon on my Instagram page. I haven't had time, but it's been ruminating. So I'll just give you a sneak preview. But the quote is, let me see if I remember. Stop chasing people who are running from their own shadows or from their own shadow. Stop chasing people who are running from their own shadow. So a person who is running from their own shadow is not doing the work. They're afraid to face their shadow. A person who just say, oh, I'm just going to meditate. I'm just going to be present and all is well. Yes, you meditate, you're present, and you're present, all is well. But if you don't go deep enough and face your shadows, they're going to keep coming up. They may not come up for a month, a few months. Keep meditating, keep staying present. They may not come up for years, although they probably will come up sooner than that. But eventually they will come up. And so anything that you resist persists. You've heard this, it's a cliche quote, whatever you want to call it. But anything you resist persists because you are resisting. In resistance, you're giving it energy. You're resisting. So a lot of people go, oh, I don't want to talk about the trauma. I don't want to talk about this hurt me. I don't want to talk about it. Well, yeah, you don't want to talk about it all the time, but you don't want to also repress it. If it comes up, it's a feeling, let it come up so it releases. Because if you resist it and keep going, no, I'm fine. And men are really good at that. Oh, I'm fine. And a lot of women too. And for women especially, and this resonating back to the session that I had yesterday evening, the long session, I was a new client that I was working with, and for her it was just and I just got another download, sorry guys. So working with her, there was like this resistance in a way, because she has gotten used to a certain way of being and certain way of just kind of doing things. And so there was this resistance to really face, and her wanting to just manifest the perfect soulmate and manifest all these things and want to have love in her life. And I know I totally lost my earlier train of thought. I'll find my way back, don't worry. That's what happens when you're randomly downloading messages. So with her in particular, it was, wanting things. So all of you guys, and I'm sure some of you can relate at least, right? That we want things, you want to meet the perfect person, you want your relationship with your partner or your husband to improve, with your family to improve. You want all these things, and you want to go on vacations, you want to buy a nicer house, especially if you've been in quarantine in a smaller quarters. All of a sudden you need more space, right? And so we want all these things, but you can't achieve them unless you can't manifest them unless you heal yourself. So that's why the whole platform of my teachings is heal and manifest. If you want to manifest, you have to heal. There are several programs out there on conscious manifestation, and yes, it's all about being present and being conscious, but the core of my work is releasing your past, so healing you from your past wounds, releasing and rewiring beliefs from your past so that you can be fully present, so that you can manifest from a present state of gratitude. So I don't go, let's do past life regression, because I want you to be stuck on that brain candy of all these beautiful magical stories that you may see, that you were a queen and he was a king in the 18th century, or you were an Egyptian goddess, or you were the emperor of whatever, Egypt. All these different things that you see, it's cool to see it, but I don't want you to dwell on it. I want you to take in the lessons. Why was I a hardcore businessman who was a womanizer? Why was I always focused on my work and didn't give my children enough time as a mother? And how can I heal those wounds in this life? And maybe it's something you did in an earlier part of this life. I don't want you to dwell on it, but I want you to take in the lessons. Take in the lessons so you can rewire, you can heal, and then you can manifest. Because if you're manifesting from a place of vibrational misalignment, if you're manifesting from a place of not being on that higher energy frequency, or if you happen to achieve that higher energy frequency, like you get a taste of it, but you didn't do all your work, you're not going to be able to maintain it, because then you're just going to be spiritually bypassing, right? And I talk about that too, where meditation is not a drug. Awakening, it's not the state of awakening, the state of meditating. It's not just, oh, let me drink this tea to calm down and let me, and then I'm good. No, it's a way of being. It's implementing in your daily life. So that's the core of my teachings, and that's the core of the process of how I do my healings and how I do my workshops and coaching and everything. So let's see, the next question.